everybody, it's Chris Easterline. It's Wootini here with another Gay Gamer video podcast for y'all. I say all, it's only a few of you that watch this, but whatever. I like to talk, so I'll keep doing these. Anyway, I went to the movies this week. There were no big... The problem is, I went and saw something old, because the only new release was Michael, which I have issues with. So, instead, I decided that I was going to go and see The Drama, which came out weeks ago. And somehow I managed to not have the reveal spoiled for me. Basically, the premise is Zendaya and Robert Pattinson are a young couple who are preparing to get married, and she confesses something. They're out choosing wine and food for the wedding with their friends, making their final selections, and they play a little game of what's the worst thing you've ever done. And what Zendaya, her character, confesses something that's quite shocking, and they're all sort of taken aback by it, and then it becomes like, how do you process that, and do you still want to marry this person, and oh my god, what do I do? And I'm very glad that I was able to not have that spoiled. I mean, it's not like an end of the movie twist that gets spoiled. This is like 20, 30 minutes in, so it's the inciting incident that sets everything in motion. So if you knew what it was going in, it probably would still be fine, but it was good to have that shock of, oh my. But the movie's actually really good. The performances are all terrific. Alana Haim is a fabulous bitch. She's just this self-righteous bitch, and hate her. So, well done. But it's also very funny. Like, it's tackling a very serious subject, and there's very serious moments, and there is drama, but there's also a lot of really hilarious comedy. It's very dark comedy, but it's hilarious. The photographer scene had the theater in stitches. We were all laughing out loud. It was hilarious, because it's so awkward and hilarious. But then, it's also, what I also appreciated was, like, the editing. Like, there's some really great smash cut edits, but also just the way that the film is structured. Like, there's flashbacks, I think there might be flash forwards, but there's flashbacks, there's like imaginary scenes that people are just imagining something's happening or hallucinating something or dreaming something or whatever, but it's all like intercut and stuff, so it like in the middle of the scene, it'll suddenly change and then it'll come back and you're like, okay, that didn't really happen, and it just keeps you unsettled and off balance. And it just really helps with the storytelling. So I recommend it. I quite liked it. As for games, this morning I discovered that there's this whole big new story going around where Sony has implemented some new DRM policy where if you don't play a game that you've downloaded, anything you've bought and downloaded from them, if you don't play it for 30 days, like, you lose it. And, like, the problem is that this is all shit that went down on social media, and I don't believe things that I see or hear on social media unless they have a link to, like, a reputable news source that is actually reporting it. So just some guy on TikTok saying this is what's happening. I'm like, is it though? I did find a news article from Kotaku, which is not conclusive. They're like basically just reporting on, this is what people had discovered, that there's this new DRM feature that, like, you can lose access to your games, but they haven't had it. There's no statement from Sony yet, but people are, of course, freaking out. And, of course, with social media, even if somebody says, this is what it looks like it's doing, everyone starts freaking out and then saying, this is what it's doing. And it's no longer, like, a maybe rumor. It's a fact, all of a sudden. And then it just spreads as a fact, and it's so irritating. So I will wait until Sony releases a statement, because it sounds like basically you've downloaded a game and you just need to, like, connect your PlayStation to the internet at least once a month just to confirm that you actually own this game, you know? It's not like you're going to lose the game. As long as you just connect to the internet, they'll go, oh, okay, no, that's yours, you bought that, you can play it now, go ahead. I don't know, but we'll see. I also tried a new game this week. I know I'm already playing too much, but everybody I know all these people that are playing Pragmata, and they're all really enjoying it, and they're like, this game is so good, it's amazing, it's great. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not in the market for a new game right now, but I'll keep it in mind for the future maybe. But then somebody posted about how they were downloading the demo to give it a try. And I was like, oh, there's a demo? Like, I had no idea there was a demo. But there's a demo for Pragmata, which is really good because what I've read about Pragmata had me a little bit concerned, because you don't just shoot the robots that are attacking you. You have this little girl who's this AI robot who has to hack the robots first. So first you do you target the robot, and then you do a hacking minigame. Then once they're hacked, then you can shoot them and do lots of damage and destroy them. Otherwise you're not going to do any damage at all, and it'll take forever and you'll die. And I was just a little concerned about how does the hacking minigame play? It seems like it would be really awkward and super annoying. So I was like, great, there's a demo. I can try it and see if it's really annoying and awkward and difficult and I don't like it, and then I don't want to play it. But as it turns out, the whole hacking minigame was not that big of a deal. The only problem that I had with it was that basically it's a grid, and you're going up, down, left, right to connect different, to gather different extra spots to get more power, and then you land on the shield, and then it's done. So because you're going up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right, I wanted to use the directional buttons. But you don't. You use the face buttons, triangle, X, square, and circle. So the directional buttons are what changes your weapons. So I would start doing that, and then I'd be changing my weapons, and then I'd be like, oh no, I do this, and then I go to shoot them, and I'd be using the wrong weapon, because that's what changes the weapons. But the hacking, I feel like if I played the full game, I'd probably get used to it pretty quickly, and I would get used to using the face buttons, and it would be fine. The thing that I wasn't crazy about was the switching weapons with the directional buttons, because you have a pistol that has infinite ammo, but you just have to reload it every bunch of shots, which is annoying. I hate reloading weapons, but whatever. That's pretty standard. But then you have in the demo, there were 2 additional weapons that you could get, but they only have 6 shots apiece. And once you use up those 6 shots, you basically, it's very wasteful. You just throw the weapon away and get a new weapon. You don't find ammo. You just get a whole new weapon. It's very wasteful. But it was just really the switching between weapons I found more awkward than the hacking minigame. But again, with the hacking minigame, I'm sure I would get used to it over time. The demo was very quick. It was only 20 minutes long. So I think the real problem that I have with the demo it sold me on the fact that the controls and the gameplay wasn't going to be that annoying and painful. But when I reached the end of this demo, I realized it didn't sell me on the game because there was no story. This felt like the first level of the game, where you battle through a bunch of robots to turn on some power and whatever and fight a big boss at the end, because it was all tutorial stuff and it was teaching you the controls and how to do everything. The problem is that there was no cutscene in the beginning to set up the story, and everyone I know who's playing this is in love with this robot AI girl, and they're I would protect her with my life, and I'm just I just want her around because she can hack these robots so I can kill them. I have no it gave me no sense of the story or the characters or anything, and for me that's kind of important. So I'm So unfortunately, it was a successful demo in the one area with the controls, but not with the story, so I'm not really inclined. I would totally get it. I'd totally download it for free on PlayStation Plus at some point, but it would have to come below $20, and maybe I'd give it a try, and there had to be nothing else going on that I want to play, so I don't know. I don't know if I'll play it or not. It just seemed very story light. So I like a story. Then as for my regular games, Disney Dreamlight Valley, I finally managed to finish off the Dazzle Beach section of the exhibition hall, which actually gave me this one. It gave me a shirt that's got Little Mermaid characters on it, which is super cute. So I'm wearing that now because that's fun. So that I'll wear. That was a good reward. Thank you for that. Unfortunately, in doing that, I had to get a lot of red algae so that I could make the displays. And now, unfortunately, I have hit a Star Path duty where I have to craft a fishing potion, which normally is like, whatever, I'll just go craft a fishing potion, because I have plenty of seaweed red algae in my storage. But I used all that for the exhibition hall, so now I don't have any, and now I need like 10 to make a fishing potion, and I've got like 3. So I'm doing so much fishing right now. It's like, Pocahontas is like, whatever, Star Path, whatever, I need to fish so I can get red algae so I can do that one Star Path duty. It's like super irritating. And there's no way to craft it or do anything special. Like there's all these tips and tricks online, like, oh, fish here, oh, have somebody with you, do this, do that. None of it's working. It's like 1 in every 10 fish will also net me a red algae. I'm getting more memories than I am red algae. It's ridiculous. And if you know the game, you know that's ridiculous. So, so that's super frustrating. And then with Nikki, I didn't play a lot of Nikki because the update wasn't happening till the end of the week. Unfortunately, the update dropped on Thursday, which means that on Wednesday, you pre-download the update. They started doing that a while back, where it would like download the bulk of the update for you, so that once the game is updated, you just have to download like a little update to like fix a few things or whatever, the new update. It's just a smaller file that can go in just like a minute or 2. So you have to download the whole thing while you're waiting to play, which was always really annoying every time they had an update. But now they do a pre-download, which is helpful. But the problem is that before they do the big update, they take the servers offline. And because of where I am in my time zone, the servers don't go back up until like 10, 11 o'clock at night. And I'm just like, that's when I'm winding down to go to bed. I don't care enough about this video game. So I don't get to play it on Thursday when it technically drops, because I'm going to bed. It doesn't go up until the middle of the night. So I don't get to play it until Friday. So basically, I only just started this new update. There's this new quest where you go to the boneyard, and you go there, and there's like these dragon people from the first, like, you met some of them in the last update, and you're going after Medaille, the evil woman from the first 2.0 update. She got away and whatever, so now you're like, I guess this is like the follow-up where you're like gonna get her, hopefully, or it'll keep dragging on, who knows. But there's these little dragon people, and they have, they're all dragony except for their faces, which are all perfect and cute and skin-toned. And basically, like a lot of Nikki, it's about death. So like, there was this one dragon guy who's like training to be a ferryman, and you ferry lost souls to the hereafter or whatever. And I think that that's going to be seems to be one of the things that you're going to do in this update, is to ferry souls around. And I'm like, okay, that's dark, but whatever. I haven't really started it. I am annoyed that like I went through all of the update stuff to see like what's what, and there's no free outfit this time. It doesn't seem. I didn't see a free outfit. You know, when you do a bunch of random stuff and then you can get points and then you can unlock a free outfit. Maybe that'll come in the second half of the update. I don't know. Maybe they've stopped doing that. I don't know. And then with Ghost of Yotei, after my ordeal with the Oni last week, as I mentioned in the last episode, I took it easy. I'm exploring the new area where there's the next story quest, but I'm doing other things in the meantime to explore this area, because I hadn't explored this area yet. So I was like kind of running around exploring this area before I go and do that. And I ended up getting a couple of new armor pieces. I got the dragonfly armor, which is like fine. It's good for bows and arrows, which I use sometimes, but I don't know if I would really equip it. It might be worth it at some point. The other one was better. I forget what it's called now. But this one was the Spider Lily armor. That's what it was. The Spider Lily armor, that was a little more useful. The features of it, the bonuses and the perks were a little more useful, but I kind of like the armor that I've got. I just want to get it just to have it, you know, because I don't know what the perks are going to be. And then I'm like, never mind, it's fine. And then I've also, yesterday I decided, I did another dueling tree, and it wasn't so bad. And now I've got one dueling tree left to do, and then I can go and duel the master, and then I can get like a special skill off of him. So that's my next thing. So come back next episode, and hopefully I will have beaten him and gotten that special skill perk. And maybe I'll have started the new story quest. We'll see. I don't know. Come back and find out. Bye!